In the year 2000, cable TV was untouchable, an absolute king. Think about it. Over 100 million households in the U.S. were shelling out money for it every single month. It was the only game in town. But while everyone was glued to their cable boxes, a small, unassuming DVD-by-mail company was quietly plotting a revolution. That company, of course, was Netflix. And back then, nobody, and I mean nobody, took it seriously. At the turn of the millennium, the entertainment world was ruled by giants. Cable behemoths like Comcast and Time Warner Cable had an iron grip on the industry. They had all the power, all the money, and all the infrastructure. Cable wasn't just popular, it was a monolith. It was dominant. If you wanted to watch live sports, catch the evening news, or tune into premium shows, you had no other choice. Cable was your one and only option. And the bills? They were something else. On average, a monthly cable bill was over $50, and it just kept climbing year after year. Customers were paying for a massive bundle of 200 channels, even if they only ever watched a handful, maybe 10 or 15. But here's the crazy part. Almost no one complained. Why? Because there was no better alternative. What were you going to do? Not watch TV. The system was locked in. Now, let's rewind a bit. Netflix actually started way back in 1997. Their business model was simple but clever. They would mail DVDs directly to your home. No more driving to the rental store, no more frustrating late fees. Their main competition wasn't cable. It was rental giants like Blockbuster. In fact, the story gets even more interesting. In the year 2000, Netflix, still a fledgling company, offered to sell itself to Blockbuster for $50 million. And Blockbuster? They laughed. They literally laughed them out of the room. It's one of the biggest what-ifs in business history. Then, the real earthquake happened. The turning point that would change everything. In 2007, Netflix introduced a new feature, streaming. At first, it was far from perfect. The library of movies and shows was pretty small. The video quality wasn't always great, and you needed a decent internet connection. But it had one magical quality. It was instant, and it was incredibly convenient. No more waiting for DVDs in the mail. No cables, no complicated installation appointments, and best of all, no long-term contracts. Meanwhile, the cable companies were completely trapped by their own success. Their entire business model was built on bundling, forcing customers to pay for a massive package of channels they didn't want, just to get the few they did. They were weighed down by expensive physical infrastructure and locked into long-term contracts with content providers. Netflix had none of that baggage. It was just a simple monthly subscription. Cancel anytime, no questions asked. It was a model built for the customer, and people absolutely loved it. But just having a streaming platform wasn't enough to topple an empire. So Netflix made its boldest, most audacious move yet. It decided to start creating its own original content. In 2013, it released a show called House of Cards. And with that one show, everything changed. Suddenly, Netflix wasn't just a distributor of other people's content. It was a full-fledged studio, creating prestigious, award-winning entertainment that you couldn't get anywhere else. It was a game changer. And that's when the dam broke. A dramatic cultural shift began to happen. Millions of people started cutting the cord. They picked up the phone, called their cable provider, and canceled their subscriptions for good. They were replacing the clunky, expensive cable box with sleek, simple streaming services. The number of cable subscribers started to plummet year after year, in a decline that has never stopped. Naturally, the competition woke up. Disney, one of the biggest entertainment companies in the world, launched Disney+. HBO, the king of premium cable, expanded its own streaming service, now known as Max. Even the cable networks themselves desperately tried to adapt, launching their own streaming apps and services. But it was too little, too late. The damage was done. The fundamental model of how we consume entertainment had been changed forever. You see, Netflix didn't kill cable TV overnight with a single blow. It was a slow, methodical process. It won by being more convenient. It offered on-demand viewing, letting you watch what you want, when you want. It didn't have any ads interrupting your experience. It used algorithms to give you personalized recommendations, helping you discover new shows you might love. It simply understood the internet era and what consumers wanted before the cable giants did. And the old guard, locked in its old ways, never really recovered. The lesson in all of this is fascinating. The biggest, most powerful companies don't fall because they're weak or incompetent. They fall because they're slow. They get comfortable, they stop innovating, and they fail to see the future coming right at them. The story of Netflix versus cable is a modern-day David and Goliath tale, and it shows that in the world of technology, no king reigns forever. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about the companies and technologies that shape our world. See you in the next one.